I am Vasu. I am a senior faculty in Sri Chaitanya IIT Academy. Today I am going to discuss JEE mains paper which was conducted on September 2nd. So these questions are collected from students' memory. There may be errors in the collection of the data. So please ignore them. Let us start the questions. Okay, this is the first question which came from complex numbers. This is very small concept of finding the square root of a complex number. So here just like it is in the form of a plus ib minus root a minus ib, a plus ib minus root a minus ib. So if I say that this is x plus iy minus x minus iy, which will be calculated as 2iy, but where y value is, see here we can use it as a shortcut also, root a square plus b square minus a by 2, where a is nothing but 3, a is nothing but 3, b is nothing but 2 root 54. By substituting the values of a and b in this, y value you will get it as root 6. So this value is 2 root 6i. So imaginary part is 2 root 6, but maybe in the collection of the data there may be a mistake, it will be 2 root 6. If this is 2 root 6, my answer is 4. So this is the first question solution. Let us see the next question, second question. So ABC belongs to R such that a cube plus, I think it will be b cube, there may be correction in the collection. So a cube, and it is determinant, I think there may be some mistakes in the collection. So a cube plus b cube plus c cube equals to 2. So this is the given data. So this is standard determinant only, everybody can solve that. Just expanding you will get it as 3abc minus a cube minus b cube minus c cube equals to 0, which means 3abc equals to, you will get it as a cube plus b cube plus c cube. But what is a cube plus b cube plus c cube? He gave 2. So this value is 2. Then abc equals to 2 by 3. ABC equals to 2 by 3. So answer will be 2 by 3. This is very simple question from determinants. Let us see third question. Okay, this is the third question which came from binomial theorem. Very basic level question, plus 2 level question. Here also there is a correction in the given data. If it is 2 is to 5 is to, if it is 2 is to 5 is to 12, then we will get correct answer. So I am assuming the binomial coefficients as NCR minus 1, NCR plus 1. He gave the ratio of this binomial coefficients is 2 is to 5 is to 12. So let us use that. NCR minus 1 by NCR equals to, we have a relation R by N plus 1 minus R. This I write it as 2 by 5. Next, NCR by NCR plus 1 equals to, I can write it as 5 by 12. So from simplification we will get it as R plus 1 by N minus R. This I assume as equation 1, this I assume as equation 2. So by solving these two equations, so we will get it as 5R equals to 2n plus 2 minus 2R. This is equation 1, 3. So here we can take it as 5n minus 5R equals to 12R plus 12. This I assume 4. Solving these two equations, we will get R value as 34. By replacing R value, we will get it as n value as 118. So my answer is 3. So it is very simple calculation, but it may take more than 1 minute. So you must be careful by attempting in this question, because it is numerical value based question. There may be a chance of getting wrong answer. So be cautious while attempting this type of questions. So let us see next question. So there are n stations in a circular path. So in a circular path there are n stations are there, 2 consecutive stations are connected. So let us see, I am taking a circular path. So I am taking n stations in this, no, n stations, but he said that 2 consecutive stations are connected by blue line. So I will take blue line. So I will connect all consecutive stations with blue lines. So which are nothing but sides of a regular polygon of n sides. So number of blue lines is n, and he said that non-consecutive stations are connected by red lines. So these are non-consecutive stations. So these are connected by red lines means, so those are nothing but diagonals and diagonals in a regular polygon of n sides. So number of diagonals is nothing but nc2 minus n. But he said that number of red lines equals to 99 times of number of blue lines. So nc2 minus n equals to 99n. These two are equal. So nc2 equals to 100n. nc2 formula is n into n minus 1 by 2, which is 100n. So cancel n equals to 201. So my answer is first option. This is question number 5, which came from definite integrals. Very easy question, very standard question. In every exam we can find this model question. So let us see that question is 1 to 2 mod 2x minus step 3x dx. So here step x means greatest integer function. So this I write it as 1 to 2 mod 3x minus step 3x minus x dx, because 2x I write it as 3x minus x. So now it will be 1 comma 2 mod, this is fractional part of 3x minus x dx, but fractional part of 3x is always less than 1, less than 1 minus more than 1, x is in between 1 and 2, less than 1 minus more than 1 is negative. So then when you remove modulus, it will become x minus fractional part of 3x dx. So integration of x is nothing but x square by 2. So from 1 to 2 minus 1 to 2 fractional part of 3x. So this is basic integration only. X square by 2 means 2 square by 2 when you substitute here. So you will get 1 by 2 you can take out, 4 minus 1. So this is 3 by 2. And when you come to here, this I can write it as 1 to 1 plus 3 times of 1 by 3. So this is fractional part of 3x. So this is periodic function. This you can write it as 0 to 1 by 3, 3 times of fractional part of 3x. So the periodic function property is integral a to a plus nt f of x dx can be written as n times of 0 to t f of x dx. So this is the property I used here. So from 0 to 1, 0 to 1 by 3, then 3x will be between 0 to 1. 0 to 1 fractional part of x is x only. So this I can write it as 0 to 1 by 3, 3x dx, which is nothing but 3 by 2 minus 9 times of x square by 2, 0 to 1 by 3. So it will become 3 by 2 minus 1 by 2. So my answer is 1. First option will be the answer. So let us see next question, sixth question. So here this question came from combination of hyperbola and ellipse. So compulsory you will get a question from hyperbola and ellipse. So very basic question, +2 level question. They asked eccentricity, he gave the relation between the eccentricity of hyperbola and ellipse. See the hyperbola equation. So it is x square minus y square secant square theta equals to 10. Ellipse equation is x square secant square theta plus y square equals to 5. He gave these two equations. So this I can write it as x square by 10 minus y square by 10 cos square theta equals to 1. This is hyperbola standard form. And next this is x square by cos square theta 5 cos square theta plus y square by 5 equals to 1. This is ellipse equation. We can write the eccentricity of hyperbola as E. I am assuming I am writing as root over a square plus b square by a square. That means 10 plus 10 cos square theta by a square plus b square by a square, it is 10. And I am assuming the eccentricity of ellipse as E dash, then 5 cos square theta equals to 5 into, because here a is less than b, so 5 cos square theta equals to 5 into 1 minus e dash square. So from this e dash square equals to 1 minus cos square theta, which is nothing but sin square theta, then e dash equals to sin theta. So from here e equals to under root of 1 plus cos square theta. But he gave that eccentricity of hyperbola is root 5 times of eccentricity of ellipse. So E equals to root 5 times of E dash. E equals to root 5 times of E dash. Root 5 times of E dash means, so root 1 plus cos square theta equals to root 5 times of root sin theta. So that means if when you square it, 1 plus cos square theta equals to root 5 times of sin theta. So this is 1 plus cos square theta equals to root 5 sin theta. When you square it, 1 plus cos square theta equals to 5 sin theta. 5 sin theta square. So 1 plus cos square theta equals to 5 minus 5 cos square theta. So which means 6 cos square theta equals to 4, cos square theta equals to 2 by 3. But length of latus rectum of the ellipse means 2a square b, because here a is less than b. 2a square by b means 2 into 5 cos square theta by b means root 5. So 2 root 5 into cos square theta. 2 root 5 into cos square theta. So which is 2 root 5 into cos square theta is 2 by 3. So it is 4 root 5 by 3. So answer will be 1, 4 root 5 by 3. I think it may be a little bit time taking question, but if you concentrate on the, if you are perfect in basic concepts, you can do this problem easily, but it takes a little bit time, but you can do. If you try that, you will get it. See, let us see the question number 7. This question came from limits chapter, very standard limits model. So it is in the form, when you substitute x equals 0, it will become 1 power infinitive. This problem is 1 power infinitive form. We have standard methods to solve 1 power infinitive form. So 1 power infinitive form is, if limit extends to a, f of x power g of x is in 1 power infinitive form, it can be written as e power limit extends to a, g of x into f of x minus 1, we can write this. So using this formula, so we are solving this problem. So I can write it as limit extends to 0, tan pi by 4 plus x whole to the power of 1 by x. When you substitute x equals 0, it is in 1 power infinity form. So this I can write it as e power limit extends to 0 1 by x into gx is 1 by x, f of x is tan pi by 4 x plus x. So, fx minus 1 means tan pi by 4 plus x minus 1, just I substituted from the formula only. So, this I can write it as e power limit x tends to 0. So, 1 by x, if you take tan pi by 4 plus x formula, I can write it as 1 plus tan x by 1 minus tan x minus 1. So, this is nothing but e power limit x tends to 0. If you take LCM, so you will get it as 1 minus tan x in denominator and 1 plus tan x minus 1 minus tan x is 2 tan x. When you substitute x equals 0, this is 1 only and tan x by x value is 1 only. So, the answer is e power 2. So, my option is option 3. So, this is very simple question. So, let us see next question. See the 8th question. This is a quadratic equation question. F of x be a quadratic polynomial. He said that 1 root is 3. 1 root is 3 means f of 3 equals to 0. And he gave that f of 2 plus f of minus 1 equals to 0. So, he gave two conditions. So, he said that 3 is a root means, so x minus 3 is a factor of f of x. So, I am assuming the other root is alpha, then I can assume f of x as x minus 3 into x minus alpha. Now, he gave one more condition to calculate the value of other root. He said f2 plus f minus 1 equals 0. f2 means substitute x plus x equals to 2 and f minus 1. f2 if you substitute, what happens? 2 minus 3 is minus 1 into 2 minus alpha. If you substitute minus 1, it will become minus 4 into minus 1 minus alpha. This he gave it as 0. So, by simplification, so you will get it as minus 2 plus alpha plus 4 plus 4 alpha equals 0. So, from this alpha equals to, so minus 2 by 5, alpha equals to minus 2 by 5 means which belongs to minus 1 comma 0. So, answer will be first option. First option will be the answer. So, it is minus 1 comma 0. This is also one of the simple question. This is question number 9, which came from differential equation, solving a differential equation only. So, let us solve this equation. So, this is given that 2x square dy equals to 2xy plus y square dx. So, dy by dx value you can write it as 2xy plus y square by 2x square. If you simplify this, this will become dy by dx minus y by x equals to y square by 2x square. So, if I divide with y square, this will be converted into linear differential equation. It will become 1 by y square dy by dx equals to dy by dx minus 1 by xy equals to 1 by 2x square. So, here we assume as 1 by 2x square, we assume as minus 1 by y equals to t. So, 1 by y square dy by dx will become now dt by dx. Now, this equation will convert into standard linear differential equation. So, it will become now dt by dx plus t by x equals to 1 by 2x square. So, here integrating factor we can calculate e power integral 1 by x, which is nothing but e power ln of x, that is nothing but x. solution will become now t into x equals to x into integrating factor x into 1 by 2x square dx. So, t is nothing but minus 1 by y into x equals to, so 1 by 2 into integration of 1 by x is ln of x plus c. So, if you substitute 1 comma 2 here, so it will become now minus 1 by 2 equals to c 0 plus c. This c if I substitute here, you will get the value of y as 1 by 1 plus ln of 2. So, it is a little bit time taking question. So, you can solve it easily by standard method only. So, my answer is 1 by 1 plus ln of 2. See, let us see next question. See, question number 10. This question came from probability. A, B, C are 3 pairwise independent events, and this question, there is a correction in the question. It will be P of probability of A intersection B intersection C equals 0. Probability of this one he is asking. So, let us see now. Probability of B complement intersection C complement by A. This is one he is asking. So, using the definition of conditional probability, you can write this as probability of A intersection B complement intersection C complement by probability of A. So, by addition theorem, we can write this as probability of A minus probability of A intersection B plus probability of A intersection C minus probability of A intersection B intersection C by probability of A. But he gave that P of A intersection B intersection C equals to, he gave it as 0. So, then this we write it as 0. Since A, B, C are independent, so this I can write it as probability of A into 1 minus probability of A intersection B is nothing but probability of A into probability of B. But if I take probability of A common, it will become 1 minus probability of A into, if I took common, if I take P of probability of A common, I will get that 1 minus probability of B minus probability of C by probability of A. So, if I cancel probability of A, now 1 minus probability of B is nothing but probability of B complement minus probability of C, and this you can write it as, if I write 1 minus probability of C as 1 minus probability of C complement, this I can write it as probability of C complement minus probability of B, but this is not there in options, but this is there in the option 4th. So, my answer is 4. Okay, this is question number 11, which came from sequence and series. So, he gave sum of 9 terms and he is asking the unknown value in the given equation. See here. So, this is x plus x square plus x cube, so on, it is geometric progression. Sum of 9 terms, I can write it as x plus x square plus x cube plus so on 9 terms plus Ka, k minus 2a, so on 9 terms. He gave the summation of these 9 terms equals to this value he gave. So, we have to write the value of k. Here k is missing, here it is there k. So, we have to calculate the value of k. This is GP, sum of 9 terms. So, sum of 9 terms is x into x power 9 minus 1 by x minus 1. Here it is, this is in AP arithmetic progression, sum of 9 terms. So, using the sum of 9 terms formula in AP, you can write it as 9 by 2 into first term Ka 2a plus 9 minus 1 8, difference is minus 2a. So, this value he gave it as x power 10 minus x minus 45a into x minus 1. So, we have to simplify now. So you can cancel 2. So it will become now x into x power 9 minus 1 by x minus 1 plus 9 into k minus 8 into a equals to x power 10 minus x minus 45a into x minus 1 by x minus 1. So this equation, if you simplify, so you will get it as x power 10 minus x by x minus 1. If you take LCM, plus 9 into x minus 1 into k minus 8 into a by x minus 1 equals to, so x power 10 minus x minus 45a into x minus 1 by x minus 1. So if you simplify this, 9 into k minus 8 into a value equals to minus 45a. So 9 into k minus 8 into a equals to minus 45a. So if you cancel a and if you cancel 9, it will be minus 5. K equals to minus 5 plus 8, it will be 3. So the value of k is 3. So this is the answer. So this is question number 12, came from vector algebra. So P divides the line joining the points A, B in the ratio lambda is to 1. This I am assuming A bar, this I am assuming B bar. So OP bar we can write using section formula, it is dividing in the ratio lambda is to 1. So OP bar can be written as A bar plus lambda B bar by lambda plus 1. So he gave that OB dot OP minus this equals to 6. So first I calculate OA cross OP. OA cross OP equals to A bar cross A bar plus lambda B bar by lambda plus 1. A cross A is 0 bar and it is lambda into A cross B by lambda plus 1. So I got OA cross OP. Now OB dot OP minus 3 into OA cross OP square equals to 6 he gave. So I substitute now. OP means B bar dot A bar plus lambda B bar by lambda plus 1 minus 3 times of OA cross OP whole square means lambda square by lambda plus 1 whole square into A cross B whole square equals to 6. Now I substitute the values of A dot B. A dot B we will get it as 6 plus lambda into B dot B we will get it as mod B square 14 by lambda plus 1 minus 3 times of lambda square by lambda plus 1 whole square into A cross B whole square. We can calculate from this, we will get it as 6 equals to 6. This I can write it as 6 plus 14 lambda, I write it as 6 lambda plus 8 lambda by lambda plus 1 minus 18 lambda square by lambda plus 1 whole square equals to 6. If you simplify this, you will get it as 8 lambda by lambda plus 1 equals to 18 lambda by lambda plus 1 whole square. So from this, lambda by lambda plus 1 equals to either 0 or 8 by 18 we will get. So I think this answer may be wrong or data collected from, there may be a mistake in the collected data. So answer will be 0 or 4 by 9. Question number 13 came from areas chapter. See, he gave two curves, area between two curves. So y equals to x square graph. I am drawing the graph of those two curves. This is y equals to x square. This is y equals to 2x. They are meeting at origin and 2, 4. So x is equals to y equals to alpha is bisecting this area. So that means this area and this area both are equal. So now I calculate area using integration. This area I will calculate first. This area is integral 0 to alpha. I am using y boundaries. This is right curve, y equals to x square. This is left side curve, y equals to 2x. Right curve minus left curve. So if I integrate like this, you will get it is root y minus y by 2 dy. I got this area. So this total area is integral 0 to 4, same root y minus, because it is under between the same curves. So but this total area will be double to this area. So that means I equated 2 times to this one. So integration of root y is y power 3 by 2 by 3 by 2 minus y square by 4 0 to alpha will become now y power 3 by 2 by 3 by 2 minus y by 2 integration is y square by 4 0 to 4. So after substituting the boundaries, we will get the equation as 8 alpha power 3 by 2 minus 3 alpha square equals to 8 after substituting the values alpha. So the answer will be first option for 13th question. Question number 14. This question came from basic trigonometry. So if sin power 4 theta plus cos power 4 theta plus lambda equals 0, he is asking the range of lambda. So I can write the value of lambda. Lambda equals to minus sin power 4 theta plus cos power 4 theta. This I can simplify like this: sin square theta plus cos square theta whole square minus 2 sin square theta cos square theta. This I can write it as lambda equals to minus 1 minus 1 by 2 sin power 4 sin square 2 theta, because 2 sin theta cos theta is sin 2 theta. So range of sin square theta is 2 theta is 0 to 1. If I substitute 0, you will get the value of lambda as minus 1. If you substitute sin square 2 theta is 0, you will get the value as lambda equals to minus 1. If you that minimum value, you will get it as minus 1. If you substitute 1, you will get it as 1 minus 1 by 2 is 1 by 2 minus of 1 by 2, you will get minus 1 by 2. So the range of lambda will become minus 1 to minus of. So therefore the range of that function will become minus 1 to minus of. Question number 15 came from inverse trigonometric functions. So here y equals to sigma k equals to 1 to 6, actually it is k equals to 1 to 6, k cos inverse 3 by 5 cos kx minus 4 by 5 sin kx. So I assume it as cos alpha is 3 by 5, sin alpha is 4 by 5. Then it becomes y equals to sigma k equals to 1 to 6 k cos inverse. So this is cos alpha cos kx minus sin alpha sin kx, it will become cos, using cos a plus b formula, cos of alpha plus kx. So this I can write it as y equals to sigma k equals to 1 to 6 k into, if I cancel this, k square x plus k alpha. So if I differentiate it, dy by dx equals to, derivative of x is 1, sigma k equals to 1 to 6 k square. So sigma k square, if you use that formula, 1 square plus 2 square plus so on plus 6 square, if you use sigma k square formula, you will get the value of as 91. So answer is 2. This is very simple question. Question number 16. This question came from statistics. So here 11 numbers he said he gave. So they form an increasing in AP. He gave variance equals to 90. So we can use variance formula. Sigma AI square by n means 11 here minus sigma AI by 11 whole square equals to, he gave it as 90. So he said that A1, A2 so on A11 are in AP. So I can write this sigma A1 square as A1 square plus A1 plus D whole square, like this A1 plus 10D whole square by 11 minus A1 plus D, like this A1 plus 10D by 11 whole square equals to 90. If you simplify this, you will get it as 35D square minus 25D square equals to 90. So that means 10D square equals to 90 you will get. D square equals to 9. But he said that it is increasing GP. So therefore D equals to 3. So answer is 3. Question number 17. This question came from parabola. So an equilateral triangle is inscribed in parabola y square equals to 8x, whose one vertex coincide with vertex of parabola. Find the area of the triangle. Suppose I am taking the parabola y square equals to 8x. Y square equals to 8x. So an equilateral triangle is inscribed in this. So vertex of the parabola coincide with vertex of the triangle. So these three sides are equal. This point I am assuming it as 80 square comma 280, but 4a is 8, a is 2, it will become now 2t square comma 4t. So this angle will be 30 degrees because it is equilateral triangle. This is also 30, total it will be 60. Tan 30 degrees equals to 4t by 2t square, which is nothing but 1 by root 3. So from this we will get the value of t equals to 2 root 3. So area of this equilateral triangle is, area of the equilateral triangle is double to the area of this triangle. So therefore delta equals to 2 times of half into base is 2t square, height is 4t. So if you substitute t equals to 2 root 3, you will get the area as delta equals to 192 root 3. So therefore answer will be 3. Question number 18, it is from increasing and decreasing functions. He gave f of x and he gave f0 equals to 1. You have to decide where it is increasing and where it is decreasing. So for that I calculate f dash x. So f dash x you will get it as x square here, x into derivative of log 1 plus x is x by 1 plus x minus ln of 1 plus x. So we have to decide where it is positive and where it is negative. So for that I will simplify this. F dash x is x minus 1 plus x into ln of 1 plus x by x square into 1 plus x. As x is belongs to minus 1 to infinity, this is completely positive. So you have to decide where it is positive and where it is negative. So for that I can assume that g of x equals to x minus 1 plus x into ln of 1 plus x. Now I calculate g dash x. G dash x equals to derivative of x is 1. By using UV rule, 1 plus x by ln of 1 plus x is 1 plus 1 plus x derivative 1, it is ln of 1 plus x. So g dash x equals to minus of ln of 1 plus x, but this is when x is negative. this will be positive. When x is positive, this is negative. That means gx has maximum value at x equals 0. G has maximum at x equals 0. Therefore, now if I calculate g of 0, this is 0. G of 0 equals to 0. This implies gx is negative for all x belongs to minus 1 to infinity. Gx is negative means f dash x is automatically negative, which means f of x is decreasing in minus 1 to infinity. So, therefore, it is always decreasing in the given domain. So, therefore, answer is 3. Question number 19, this question came from tangent and normal. He gave a curve, he is asking the equation of normal at x equals 0. When you put x equals 0, then you will get the value of y as 2. So, I will calculate the slope of the normal. So, for that I differentiate it. So, y I write it as, y value I can write it as e power 2y into ln of 1 plus x, and cos square of sin inverse x I can write it as 1 minus sin square of sin inverse x. So, this is nothing but dy by dx equals to, if you differentiate it, you will get it as e power 2y into ln of 1 plus x into derivative of 2y into ln of 1 plus x is 2y by 1 plus x plus ln of 1 plus x into 2 dy by dx. Derivative of 1 minus sin square of sin inverse x is nothing but 1 minus x derivative is nothing but minus 2x. Minus 2x. So, if you substitute x equals 0 and y equals to 2, you will get dy by dx equals to 4. So, this is slope of tangent. So, then equation of normal I can write it as y minus 2 equals to minus 1 by 4 into x minus 0. So, that means 4y minus 8 equals to minus x plus 4y equals to 8. So, therefore, answer will be 1. 19th answer is 1. Question number 20, this question came from mathematical reasoning. In this question, he is asking which of the following is a tautology. You can answer this by writing truth tables also, but I am using properties. So, I am taking first option, negation of P and P or Q implies Q. This is the question. So, I am using distributive property. So, I am distributing like this, negation of P and P or negation of P and Q implies Q. Negation of P and P is a contradiction. Contradiction or negation of P and Q implies Q. Contradiction or any statement, you will get that statement only. So, you will get it as negation of P and Q implies Q. Now, we have a property that P implies Q, this is equivalent to negation of P or Q. So, using that, I write it as negation of P and Q or Q. So, if I write this as negation of P is P, intersect and will become R, negation of Q or Q. P or negation of Q or Q, this is nothing but a tautology. So, this tautology I can write it as T. So, P or T will give you again tautology. So, therefore, first option is right. In the same manner, you can check the remaining 2 options also, then you can prove that the remaining 2 options are wrong. So, answer is 1 only.